I want to begin, but among other things, everyone's attacking you for your position. What are you doing in the government? There was a cyber attack on X today, which shut it down and may have been foreign sourced.
Yes.
It's a big story. You want to give us a moment on that?
Well, we're not sure exactly what happened, but there was a massive cyber attack to try to bring down the X system with IP addresses originating in the Ukraine area.
Oh, well. Is the internet up? Is it up yet?
It's up, yeah.
It's up yet. Okay, good. But
Elon Musk is making headlines again, this time not for Tesla or SpaceX, but for exposing shocking government fraud, responding to violent attacks on Tesla, and even leading a daring SpaceX rescue mission. His latest interview reveals some jaw-dropping details, and today, we're breaking it all down for you. Let's get into it. Elon Musk recently sat down for an exclusive interview where he confirmed that X, formerly Twitter, was the target of a massive cyber attack. According to Musk, the attack attempted to take down the entire system, with initial investigations tracing the source to IP addresses in the Ukraine region. However, Musk's team acted quickly, and X is now fully operational. The big question is, was this a politically motivated attack, or just another cybersecurity breach? Musk didn't speculate too much, but he emphasized that digital threats are on the rise and that free speech platforms are particularly vulnerable. But cyber attacks aren't the only issue Musk is dealing with. Tesla has been facing violent attacks. Charging stations in Boston set on fire, shots fired at a Tesla dealership in Oregon, and major protests outside showrooms in New York. Musk addressed these attacks, calling them insane and saying there's no justification for this kind of destruction.
was looking back. Let me see if I get this right. They're setting fire to various Tesla charging stations near Boston. Shots were fired at a Tesla dealership in Oregon. Various nonviolent...
Shots fired, not a metaphor.
Shots fired, yes. Downtown New York, marching against the Tesla showroom. Your stock is way down. You've been criticized left and right.
But look on the bright side.
I mean, why are you doing this?
Always look on the bright side of life.
Yes, I'm an optimist.
Yeah. But besides that,
yes. I mean,
how's your day?
What motivates you to do this?
Was the opera good?
It's tough sledding.
Yeah, it is tough sledding. But I think we're doing the right thing here.
Despite the backlash, he remains focused on Tesla's mission, emphasizing that innovation doesn't stop because of protests or violence. Now, let's talk about Musk's most unexpected new role, exposing government fraud and waste. In his interview, Musk claimed that there is an enormous amount of taxpayer money being misused, citing reports from the Government Accountability Office. The numbers he shared are staggering. Over 20 million deceased people are still listed as alive in the Social Security system, and millions in loans have gone to children under 11 years old. Musk says this is just the tip of the iceberg. So, what is Musk doing about it? He's put together a team of finance and tech experts to audit government spending, identify fraud, and shut it down. He claims his team has already uncovered billions in waste and is aiming to cut $1 trillion in government inefficiencies over time. But of course, not everyone is happy about this.
During the Biden administration, which estimated the federal government fraud to be $500 billion. So just because that's not a Trump administration thing, that's a Biden administration thing. So what we're trying to do is get that number down to a much smaller figure, save money for the American taxpayer, stop money being spent on things that I think very few taxpayers would agree make sense. Transgender animal surgeries, or why are we spending money? Why are American tax dollars being spent on this? The president's gone through a long list of absurd things. Why are the 20 million people who are definitely dead marked as alive in the Social Security database? Why were hundreds of millions of dollars of small business administration loans were given out to people aged 11 and under, according to the Social Security? I mean, like, these must be some very enterprising 8-year-olds,
And some pretty strong 150-year-olds.
Yes.
Musk pointed out that bureaucrats, unelected officials who run federal agencies, often work against elected leaders, making it difficult to implement change. One of the most interesting points Musk made was about how bureaucracy actually blocks progress. He argued that even though the president is supposed to lead the government, the real control lies with lifelong bureaucrats who can resist or ignore policies they don't like. Musk claims that Washington, D.C. is overwhelmingly controlled by one ideology, and that unelected officials hold more power than people realize. This, he says, is a major problem.
What actually happens here is you've got this sort of vast federal bureaucracy, and then you've got a very thin layer on top of the politically appointed officials. What tends to happen is that the bureaucracy, frankly, is in control, and they largely ignore the politically appointed people. In fact, they try their best to thwart presidential policy. So the president is the elected representative of the people. And if the president cannot get things implemented as a reflection of the will of the people, then what we have is not a democracy, we have a bureaucracy. We have rule of the bureau, not rule of the people. And that's what we're trying to defeat here is the bureaucracy and have rule of the people.
Before we wrap up, let's talk about a story that isn't getting nearly enough media attention: SpaceX's upcoming rescue mission. Musk confirmed that his team is working to bring astronauts back from orbit in the next few weeks. Musk didn't share too many details, but he assured that the mission is on track. Given SpaceX's track record, there's little doubt they'll get the job done. So, let's recap. Elon Musk is fighting back against cyber attacks, responding to violent protests, working to expose government waste, and leading a major space mission, all at once. Love him or hate him, there's no denying that Musk is taking on some of the biggest challenges in tech, finance, and government.
We started looking closely at USAID because they were completely violating the president's executive orders to suspend foreign aid. You know, what's called foreign aid, but in our view is a lot of corruption. So what we saw there is just a tremendous amount of money being sent to non-governmental organizations. But actually, this, by the way, is I think one of the biggest sources of fraud in the world is government-funded non-governmental organizations. This is a gigantic fraud loophole where the government can give money to an NGO. And then there are no controls over that NGO. So they've given billions of dollars, in fact, we estimate tens of billions of dollars to NGOs that are essentially scams.
The real question is, will his efforts lead to real change, or will bureaucracy and political resistance slow things down? What do you think about Musk's latest moves? Should government fraud be a bigger issue? And what about the attacks on Tesla and X? Who's behind them? Let us know in the comments. If you found this video informative, make sure to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the biggest stories shaping tech, business, and politics. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.